Hello, it's Beth again. I'm back. We're gonna have a little chat today. I've kind of missed just having like a longer, more informal chat with you guys. Um, Today is me and Luke's 4-year anniversary, so it's a bit of a special day. And we're gonna go to watch a film later in the cinema and maybe get a glass of wine after. He doesn't know about the wine yet, but I want a glass of wine. Tomorrow's Halloween, and I think I'm gonna dress up as Betty Boop, which will, match my hair well, and I don't need to spend any money on a costume, so that'll be good. I've been having a little think about what I want to talk about on this channel. I mean, I've been enjoying doing some book videos, but what I really, I guess, started this channel for and what I really want to do is to share advice and share things that I myself would want to hear. Because YouTube's great for, and like media's great for entertainment. Sometimes it's really nice to kind of feel like you're having a chat with a friend and I don't know, maybe hear something you need to hear. So I personally, a lot of the time, struggle to do things that I actually want to do. And I won't delve into that loads because I do think part of that may be undiagnosed ADHD. Who knows? But there is also definitely this like procrastination in terms of I see like a recipe that I love the look of, or there's just certain things that I like have in my head that I know I want to do in my life, but I'm always kind of pushing it off until another time. For instance, sometimes it's like reading a book that I think I'll love, or watching a film that I think I'll love, or making some meal, or cutting my hair like I did like this, and I'd kind of always tell myself like not now, not now, like in the future I'll do it. And that I think is a pretty common mindset because sometimes those things can take a bit of energy or a bit of confidence to do. But this procrastination does kind of mean that we just put off doing things that we'll love often. It's like, I mean, I'm sure you've heard when people say, if you have a favorite perfume or a favorite outfit or something, you should just wear it instead of waiting for the perfect occasion. You should just wear it. And I think that it's the same sort of thing. Like, you don't need to wait for the perfect day to do something that you think you'll really enjoy or love. And I saw a quote, I've been thinking about this quite a bit recently, and I saw a quote the other day and it said something like, every day is all we have. And that really, really hit home. I'm like, oh shit, like, I'm putting off, say, making this really cute autumnal drink that I love, and I put it off for years because I'm like, oh, I'll get around to it this autumn, or I'll get around to it this autumn. And I never do. And I realized, like, oh, this autumn is all I have, These days, each day is all I have. There's no reason why one day is more important than the other because they're all equal. We all have it's just the present moment is what we have. I'm rambling. I'm not really explaining this well. But I think it's just a reminder that we all need, like, we have this present moment and we need to do with it what we can and what we want to do. And putting things off constantly for the future isn't necessarily the best way to go about things. Because also there's many things that I put off and I tell myself, oh, I'll do that this day or I'll do that this time, and I never get around to it and I don't do it. And I think that's the reason why a lot of people live to an old age, or get to a point where they're like, oh, I've not done anything that I want to do. And I think it's so easy to slip into that habit, into that way of living, because it does feel like sometimes it needs to be a special occasion for us to do things that are like will make us happy or feel good or whatever. But now, honestly, the fact that we're alive and existing is a special occasion. This is crazy that we're even all here. That's a reason to wear your favorite outfit and put your favorite perfume on and do that haircut you've been wanting to do and like go travel to that place you've been wanting to travel to. And like, it is a massive, massive privilege to be able to do these things as well. I think if you're in a position to do things that you love, don't put it off. There's some people who do not have that option. And, it's not within their ability or capability to be able to do these things. So I think it's important as well to acknowledge that, like, right now I can go and, work out, or I can go and do that thing that I've been putting it off because, like, I have the time, I have the resources, I have the energy, and I might not always have. Let me think of some examples because I feel like I'm not explaining this well. But basically, like, I see things online, or I just, like, think of things that I want to do. For instance, like, I've been seeing this woman on Instagram, and she's so cool. She does, like, these super autumnal witchy sort of videos, where she makes, like, different recipes and, like, different drinks and stuff, and it's so aesthetically pleasing and so beautiful the way she, like, makes these concoctions. Let me try and find... Oh, here we go. Okay, her Instagram handle is I really like broth, and her name is, like, Kitchen Witch on there. She's so cool, and she does these, like, really beautiful recipes, and, like, she has her gorgeous candle and her, like, everything's so pretty. And I'm like, I tell myself, I'm gonna have a night where I set up my kitchen nice with my candles, and I kind of just put some jazz on or some witchy music, and I just really make a recipe that will fulfill me and looks beautiful and tastes beautiful, and, like, I'm gonna do that at some point. And I have the time. I'm unemployed at the moment. I have too much time. I have the resources. I don't need to spend lots of money on it. I can, get cheap ingredients. I have candles. I have basically all of the time and resources to do this thing. Yet I'm probably never gonna get around to it unless I literally tell myself, like, I'm doing it now or in this moment because I know it's gonna make me happy. But again, like, there's just so many things that I see, and then I just put them off, and it's like, if I spent a fraction of the amount of time that I spend scrolling actually doing these things, I can say without a doubt that I'd be a much happier person. Anyway, so my, like, goal moving forward, and, like, something I'm going to be doing as much as I can over the next week or so, is really, like, if I see something that I want to do, I'm going to take the time, sit down and do it, because my life is not just about consuming what other people do online. It's about doing those things also myself. It's the same as, like, I'll see people, like, doing some really cool coloring in, and I'm like, oh, I want to do that. Next video. I can do that, and it's so easy to forget that and push it off and push it off and push it off until it gets to the point where I'm like, I'm really just procrastinating my life and pushing off my life, really, because this is all I have. And what, I'm going to spend it just saying, no, I'll do it then. I'll do it tomorrow. Even when it's things that'll make me happy. Like, I get procrastinating, putting off, like, working out when you really don't want to, even though that is a massive privilege. Like, it doesn't feel great sometimes. But doing something, like, relaxing that you'll enjoy, what? So, yeah, I'm going to do some, like, little vloggy videos where I'm kind of documenting me doing things that I've been putting off for ages. And I think it'll be really fun and just relaxing and make me feel a lot better. I think, like, not just me, but I think a lot of people feel like this, but at least I definitely do, where I'm like, who am I? I don't really know myself anymore. Like, who am I? What do I enjoy? I'm never going to know myself if I'm just constantly consuming other people's days and lives and never actually living my own. Because really you're just a amalgamation of all these, like, tiny snippets of other people, but they're not actually really that, because you've not done those things yourself. It's like a really weird false way of living. Yeah, that's just been on my mind recently. I'm trying to think, what are some other things I've been really putting off? I've been putting off so many things. Like, there's some things I'd love to do, but I actually just can't afford at the moment. And it's not even those things I'm talking about, though. It's, like, things that I'm, like, even something so simple as, like, setting up my front room all cozy and bringing the duvet in and putting some candles on. and lighting some candles, just so that I can have like a really relaxing reading session. It's like I say I'll do that, but then, and it really wouldn't take much effort. It would take 10 minutes if that. But yeah, instead I just will sit in the most uncomfortable position and read my book because I'm just like putting it off. you know? I do think some of this is like mental health related. It's not all like me just putting things off and being a procrastinator for the sake of it. But there is 100% an element of that. But I think for the most part, like, we put these certain lives and the way people act like on a pedestal and think like we couldn't do that. But realistically, all it would take is a little bit of time and effort. Not in every instance. A lot of the time it's money and privilege that not everyone has access to. But at least for myself and for a lot of people I know, I could be living a specific sort of life and, like making myself happier. But I just can't be asked to most of the time, and that's really like holding me back. Anyway, this is like a classic Beth Rambly video where I'm like kind of not really making much sense. But don't let your life slip by. My little challenge for anyone watching is think of something you've been wanting to do for ages, like a craft or an activity or literally whatever it is, a food you've been wanting to try or something you've been wanting to wear or a hairstyle you've been wanting to do, literally as a person you've been wanting to see, whatever. Try and challenge yourself to do it within the next week at least. And if it's something very accessible, try and do it now whilst you're watching this video or your next YouTube videos. Like, the life that we want to live probably is not that far from where we think it is. I think like, what? That made no sense. The life we want to live is not as out of reach as we think it might be. Sometimes it just takes a little bit of effort. And on that note, I am going to make a witchy little meal with pumpkin and some lovely spices, and I'm going to make a nighttime drink later with like cinnamon and all the things that make me happy, apple, everything. And it's going to be so good. And I'm going to be proud of myself for actually following through on something for once instead of just watching it from somebody else's lens and not doing it myself. Hello? Yes, it is. Yeah. Sorry, somebody called me offering me a job. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I'm just curious what everyone's up to and how everyone's feeling. I feel like I've not had a chat with people in the comments for a while. Especially as my channel's growing a tiny bit. I've not been as great with keeping up with that. But I want to, so let's have a little chat in the comments because I love you guys. I got confused because people were calling me and it was just confusing me. But I'm going to go now because I have nothing else to say and I love you, so bye!